On what began as a routine day, Air India Flight 171 prepared for takeoff in Ahmedabad. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner lifted off, but within seconds, disaster struck at just 650 feet. In the cockpit, the pilots faced a sudden, catastrophic emergency. A desperate mayday call was sent, the universal signal for life-threatening distress. This chilling transmission was the last anyone heard from Flight 171. Less than a minute later, the aircraft plunged back to Earth. The mayday confirmed the crew's awareness of a critical failure. Investigators now focus on this final message, searching for clues in the pilot's last words and the flight data. What could cause such a modern aircraft to fail so suddenly after takeoff? The story of AI171 is about the search for answers and understanding those terrifying final moments. The Mayday call is a haunting reminder of the human struggle in the cockpit. It stands as a central piece of the investigation, demanding explanation. Investigators work tirelessly to uncover the truth behind that desperate plea. Only by understanding those final seconds can future tragedies be prevented. In the hours after the crash, Air India responded swiftly and publicly. The airline used social media to confirm the tragedy and prevent rumors. Regular updates kept the public and media informed. CEO Campbell Wilson delivered video messages expressing sorrow and promising full cooperation. Air India's leadership showed responsibility and transparency. As a mark of respect, the airline's website and social media turned black and white, a visual sign of mourning. Special help centers and helplines were set up for families desperate for news. These actions were part of a well-prepared emergency plan based on international best practices. The goal managed the crisis with empathy and clarity. Air India's organized communication helped maintain public trust. The airline focused on supporting families and controlling information flow. It was a demonstration of seriousness and compassion in the face of tragedy. Air India Flight 171 crashed moments after takeoff, striking a hostel below. The devastation extended beyond the aircraft, claiming lives on the ground. Over 270 people were on board. Only one miraculously survived. Emergency services rushed to the scene, searching for survivors amid wreckage and debris. The loss was overwhelming, sending shockwaves across India and the world. First responders faced a grim task, working tirelessly to recover victims. The crash site became a place of profound loss and sorrow. A routine flight had ended in disaster, wiping out hundreds of lives in an instant. The impact on the ground turned a building into a place of mourning. As rescue efforts ended, the nation began to grieve. Attention shifted to recovery and the search for answers. The world watched, waiting for an explanation. The tragedy's scale was almost impossible to comprehend. With the crash site secured, investigators began their search for answers. The top priority: recover the aircraft's black boxes, flight data, and cockpit voice recorders. These devices, quickly found, are crucial to understanding the plane's final moments. International experts joined Indian authorities to ensure a thorough, unbiased investigation. Early findings ruled out maintenance issues, bad fuel, and pilot health problems. The Boeing 787 was in good condition, and the crew was medically fit. With mechanical and human error initially ruled out, the mystery deepened. Investigators released a preliminary report narrowing possible causes. The focus shifted to what could have gone so wrong so quickly after takeoff. The investigation eliminated several possibilities but raised new questions. If the plane and crew were fine, what triggered the disaster? The search for the true cause intensified. The preliminary report revealed a shocking detail. The engine fuel control switches had been moved from run to cutoff. This action cut off fuel to the engines, causing total power loss. At such a low altitude, a crash was inevitable. The investigation now centered on how and why these switches were moved. Was it a deliberate act by a pilot or a technical malfunction? The report offered no answers, only possibilities. If intentional, the motive was unknown. If accidental, it suggested a serious design flaw. This ambiguity became the heart of the investigation. The difference between human error and machine failure is enormous. The mystery of the fuel switches remains the central, unanswered question. Investigators must determine what truly happened in those final moments. For families of the 270 victims, the aftermath was agonizing. The severity of the crash made identification slow and difficult, relying on DNA. Most families faced a long, uncertain wait for news. Many would receive only partial remains, adding to their trauma. The victims came from several countries, complicating logistics and grief. Air India and authorities provided support, but the emotional burden was immense. Assistance centers offered counseling and updates. CEO Campbell Wilson emphasized the airline's duty to care for families. Compassion and respect guided every interaction. While nothing could ease their pain, Air India aimed to help families through the long wait for closure. The journey for answers and healing had only begun. After the preliminary report, Air India braced for speculation and rumors. CEO Campbell Wilson addressed staff directly, urging professionalism and focus. He reminded employees to support grieving families and cooperate with investigators. The airline inspected its entire 787 fleet, confirming all planes were safe. Wilson's message was a call for unity and strength during crisis. He aimed to control the narrative within the company, preventing distraction from outside noise. Staff were urged to be patient and await the final report, which could take months. The goal: keep the team calm, focused, and united. Air India's internal communication was as crucial as its public response. The company's resilience depended on its people. The investigation now hinges on one question: what caused the fuel switches to move to Q-off? Was it a deliberate act by a pilot or a catastrophic technical failure? Each possibility has enormous implications. If intentional, investigators must examine the pilot's backgrounds and mental health. If technical, it could mean a hidden flaw in the Boeing 787, affecting planes worldwide. The cockpit voice recorder and data are under intense scrutiny. The final answer will shape aviation safety for years to come. Until then, the cause of the AI171 crash remains a mystery. Families, the airline, and the public await the final report for clarity. The investigation's final report may take up to a year. Every detail, from wreckage to cockpit recordings, will be analyzed. Air India must balance supporting families with maintaining public trust. The airline's leadership keeps staff focused on safety and professionalism. For families, the wait for answers and closure is long and painful. Only the final report can bring understanding and peace. The tragedy's lessons will shape future aviation safety. Whether the cause is human or technical, changes will follow. The legacy of Flight 171 will be a safer sky for all. The pursuit of truth is essential for closure and confidence. Only by learning from this disaster can future tragedies be prevented.